Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Blackwing Opinion, and we got a banger episode tonight. Episode 2 of The Op. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, tell a friend. So, apparently, Anton Daniels, conservative YouTuber, content creator, um, in the entertainment business, has his own media company, so forth. He has a show called The Millionaire Morning Show, and other channels as well. But him and Corey Holcomb actually go at it. Now, I'm gonna let you guys decide, but to me, I think Anton kind of held his own, um, simply because there was a time where Corey kind of like tries to punk him, but Anton he stands 10 toes down. So let's take a look at it.
It's the original party of black people. They were the party that actually freed the slaves. Lincoln was a straight up Republican. When you're talking about the emancipation, when you're talking about 1865, when you're talking about what we stood for as conservative means that we're Christians. It means that we don't fuck with that gay shit. I'm telling you what it stands for.
You don't fuck with the backdoor shit?
I don't.
I don't either.
That's what it's saying. What it means to be a Republican is this, because a lot of people like to say,
because this is backdoor Republicans.
And we were taught by our parents. We were taught by our parents. We were taught by our parents that we vote Democrat no matter what, right? Regardless of what they stand for, regardless of the agendas that they push, regardless of how much nonsense that we see in our communities, regardless of how many people, how many Democrats actually destroyed our cities from Chicago to Detroit, all across the board. We were taught to vote that no matter what. You vote Democrat no matter what.
I agree.
But this is the difference between the parties on a very fundamental level, not complicated at all.
Really? You finna say there's a difference between the parties?
This is the difference.
I can't wait to hear this.
No. You may say that it's the same type of public politicians that take advantage of the taxpayers and take advantage of the people. The difference in the parties historically is Republicans want less government so you can do what the fuck you want to do. And Democrats want more control, so they want to control what your money is, where your tax dollars go, and what you can do with your money.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this.
That's the fundamental difference.
I'm going to tell you this. And you don't have to believe me, but I'm just telling you.
I'm listening.
The people in charge are not Democrats or Republicans.
I understand
Kamala Harris is allowed to do whatever she's done.
We get that.
This new president, he's allowed to do whatever he is willing to do, or they allow him to do.
Facts.
Everything is allowed. There are people in charge of this nation that flat out run shit. And if ain't nobody got the power to uproot them, then we're going to keep having people paying a whole bunch of money for houses and a fire hydrant don't work in front of it, but they'll charge you for the fire hydrant in front of your house.
But we got a less than 20% voter turnout rate in the local elections.
Well, you understand voting don't work, right?
It does work.
How?
It does, but you just missed it.
I heard everything you said. I can't wait till you tell me how voting makes a difference in this country.
We have a less than 20% voter turnout rate in local.
Ain't nobody going for the sucker shit no more. We got to go.
You're missing it.
You got to uproot the people in power before a real difference happens. Voting is for suckers.
It's not. People that don't vote are ignorant as fuck.
Well, I guess I'm ignorant because I would never participate in no sucker shit.
People that don't vote, and
I'm gonna show up and vote like a sucker.
And not only is it ignorant.
We had Republican presidents. We had Democratic presidents. We in the same joint.
I'm talking about locally. You talking about national.
I don't give a fuck if it's local.
It matters.
If you vote,
absolutely matters.
That means you in line.
No, if you vote the first thing that it means is that you respect your ancestors that died for your right to be able to do it.
Your ancestors
it's so funny to
didn't do it like this. Because people went to war when the government tried to overthrow the people and the power of the people. It was wars. There hasn't been a war inside the U.S. where the people who getting fucked over are doing something about motherfuckers with 30 felonies being the president.
It's war.
All sucker shit going on.
It's a war every day. It's just not physical anymore.
Well,
Corey just has the basic talking points of a liberal. The whole 30 felonies thing, if you even look it up, those cases were trumped up, no pun intended. Another thing too is, Anton made a valid point about, how certain black groups were able to, help, the vote. And so, Corey doesn't even highlight that. He doesn't even talk about that. He just glosses over it. This is really a battle of intellectualism, if you ask me. Like, one person's intellectual, the other person's not. And that's not a shot at Corey. It's just that, Anton's bringing up a few good key points, and, Corey is not receiving it. He's not rebutting it.
So that's the problem.
It's
we
here.
need physical wars.
No, it's not.
Until motherfuckers ready to jump it off,
it's not.
We gonna always be talking. But see, real gladiators don't talk. Real gladiators make it happen. And the gladiators, I ain't gonna lie, we are under control right now. We haven't rose up and did what needs to be done.
Who are you under control by?
It ain't. You under control by the people who will motherfucking blow this motherfucker up. We ain't stupid.
Who is he? Because I want to know who.
Why do you think that ICE agent was able to shoot that woman?
I want to know who the. Hold on. Let's be real. Fuck that woman.
Well, that's what you would say to somebody you don't know or whatever.
No.
I'm on the streets. I've been pulled over by the police.
Who ain't on the streets?
Or the ICE agents or whatever.
You in LA. I'm in Detroit. I'm in the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to go. I choose to stay in the core of my city, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to tap.
And what Anton's talking about right now is true. I've watched this show many a times. His Millionaire Morning Show, Room 9. I like his come up, I like how he came up. I mean, he's been on YouTube for a minute, but, he definitely goes into depth to where he's hired black people on his staff, and also how he's put kids through college. I definitely believe that, when somebody, wants to stay, especially where they're born at, it seems like they have an admirable mission that's bigger than them, and just to look at it in a different light, I respect the hell out of those people because, they're not folding, they want to stay, and they want to make a difference. And, it seems like, that's Anton's mission, to make a difference. And if you look at his, both pages of Anton Daniels in the Millionaire Morning Show, there's a lot of, inspirational things you get from that show and his other page. But also, too, there's some hard truths that you do have to understand as a person. So when I look at it and he's going over some of the things that he's done, Corey gets a little slighted because, this is something that Anton definitely hangs his hat on. And as accomplished men, they hang their hat on, certain successful accomplishments that they've had, especially when it comes to helping other people, with their money and putting them through school and so forth. I mean, you got to look at it. If he's doing that, he is making a difference. So, I mean, he has the right to say what he says.
To the streets. I choose to put kids through college. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50 people. I put my money in my community with my people. So I choose.
And see, this is a funny thing about it because Corey is actually mocking him. And this is what I don't understand, as pro-black, black people helping black people through certain programs, monies, or what have you. Instead of Corey mocking him, he could have honestly acknowledged that and been like, hey, you know what? You've done that. What are some of the programs you've done? Oh, really? Okay. How do I get on that? How do I get on that? But no. You can tell he's not for the movement because, I mean, it's a propped up scheme in the first place. All the pro-black movement does is just, siphon money from other black people and and they just use it for themselves. I mean, look at Umar Johnson. How many times has he asked for donations to build a school? I mean, we have to really look at these things and ask ourselves, like, as a people, are we, for the movement? because we could say, hey, I'm for the movement and do nothing. I mean, but, you know, with Anton, he's done something different. And, you know, I don't know if it's true, but I'm going to take his word for it that he's done things in the community. You know, I mean, I don't know the man personally, but at the end of the day, when you do look at these things, you can't knock him on, you know, his contribution to the black community. That's why he says the things that he says, because it's really tough love at the end of the day. And when you look at it, we don't need to be coddled anymore. We do need a little bit of tough love because of what's going on. And you look at our communities, and we have a high crime rate. And even when you look at the education system, we could say that it has failed us, but at the same point in time, you know, we're on the lower percentile, black boys and black girls, in reading, writing, math, and, you know, other comprehensive skills. Like, we're on the decline, and we have to raise that up. So, I mean, there's some validity to what he's saying.
To engage. So when we talking about being in the streets, that don't count to me. I don't hear that shit.
Well, that's what should count.
I don't hear that
because
shit.
out there in the streets where the people live that you helping, they could get pulled over and shot by a cop, and an investigation will be said. But here's the truth. We know, I believe you know this already, when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
God, this is so crazy.
Do you think that's wrong what I said?
This is so insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the
so
cops
insane.
shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
But you didn't answer it. Like,
I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
I'm going to answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this. The majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not.
I don't think.
And that's not even the point of the conversation. You know, Corey did a very fantastic job at moving the goalpost. You know, because first it was like, yes, you know, I help out black people, this, that, and third. See, Corey didn't want to acknowledge that. He wanted to mock him by clapping and so forth. But, you know, now we're getting to Corey's real agenda, you know, to kind of try to call Anton out and say, oh, well, you don't say nothing about the white people, when in actuality Anton says stuff about everybody. White liberals, white male liberals, black men, black women, Asian women. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. And he's been consistent in that. And see, that's how you can tell Corey didn't do his research before having a guest on his show, because he's just going by pretty much like, you know, propagated information on Anton. You know, these are from probably the pro-blacks, maybe, you know, the Tariq Nasheeds, Umars, and so forth, to where, you know, he has such a different opinion, and it's not a victim mindset. You know, to the point where, you know, it can be considered original thought. Now, some people may not agree with me. I really don't care, but I think he has his own thoughts. He has his own mind. And just because it's different from the norm of what our people think doesn't mean that, you know, it's not his. And I think that's the situation here, is where, you know, Corey Holcomb, he's kind of like running out of ammunition. So, you know, when the pro-black hustlers, what they do, they just go and say it's racist. You know, they don't identify the problem. They don't want to, you know, look at themselves. They don't want to look at, like, okay, what could I do better? What could be done better? They just automatically go to race. And this is what Corey is doing right here.
White people all the time.
Well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I don't know.
I talk about liberal white women literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there, because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
No, I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them, because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white men.
And that's not true. Anton doesn't just go after black people. Like I said, he goes after everybody. See, what Corey is doing right now, he's just going out of the pro-black playbook. You know, anybody that, you know, doesn't have that victim democratic mindset, he's just going to say, oh, well, you favor the white man, blah, blah, blah. It's such a cop-out. He's not attacking Anton intellectually. Right now, all he's doing is pretty much shaming him in a way. And, you know, when you have somebody on your show, you want to bring out their points and challenge them on their points. Like, he's really not doing that. He's just saying blanketed statements, and, you know, that's kind of taking away from the show. And this is where the intellect comes in, because with Anton, like, he's a very good debater. Like, he'll put you in a box. Like, he'll make you say things that you don't want to say, you know, just based on the flow of the debate. See, Corey's a little different. Corey is, he's not that much polished, but, you know, he does have a lot of emotion. And honestly, you know, I do like Corey Holcomb's show because he says some things I do agree with. But at the same point in time, you know, when you have somebody of intellect that is on your show, you know, you have to, you know, attack things a little differently. You know, right now Corey's getting a little emotional. He already mentioned, you know, the girl getting shot, you know, things of that nature, the whole Minneapolis debacle. Right now he's just picking things out of the air instead of staying on point with a concise argument. And I think that's one of the things that kind of derailed the show.
Males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall of it?
I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you
taking the... You don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You too busy.
My capacity
case,
that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you said something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down, because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud, and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it, and that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing. And
this is an emotional argument, because you could say he's dancing around the question, but Corey is dancing all over the place with the line of questioning. Like, there's no flow to the line of questioning. First, it was about, you know, what you do for the community, blah, blah, blah. Then, you know, he inserts his question like, okay, what has white males done to this country or whatever. You know, I look at this, I think it's a silly question, because, you know, let's face it, yes, white men have destroyed this country, but also white men have built this country, and not just white men, but men in general. You know, it wasn't just one set of people that just built this country. I mean, I think Corey needs to go, you know, do a little research. You know, there are many black people that have built this country as well. You know, you can look at even the politics of, you know, blacks being Republican in the late 1800s, early 1900s, like right after slavery. Black people were, you know, an intricate part of the birth of the Republican Party. Nobody talks about that. You have, you know, great black inventors, innovators. You have black people in Congress, you know, on both on the Republican side and the Democratic side. I mean, they've been sprinkled throughout history, and I think people don't understand that, and that's where Corey kind of loses me here, because he needs to, you know, whenever you have a guest on, if you know they have a certain acumen to themselves, you have to try to, you know, bring that acumen out, because now it's kind of a little vibrational now, because he's harping on one thing about, oh, well, you don't talk about white men, blah, 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 and like, he does. He talks about everybody, but due to the lack of due diligence he's done on his guests. That's why he's asking these questions.
Kissing Caucasian male's ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see, ain't nobody
let me tell you something, homie.
I don't suck dick.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck dick, homie.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you, I don't.
He said, I don't suck dick. I don't suck dick. He said, you doing it right now. Oh, man. Now, let me just harp on this. Look, if you tell another man to suck you or whatever, like, that's fighting words. Now, I understand why Corey's getting mad. But at the same time, you got to be able to, you know, take it if you dish it out. You just told Anton he kisses the ass of the white man. I mean, to a black man, that's disrespectful, too. Y'all both black men. So, so you can't get mad at him for saying what he said because you're the one that originally started it. Because you're mad he won't answer your question.
I don't do that.
I tell you,
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch seats.
Let's
switch seats.
I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit, homie.
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Well, I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking,
You
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
okay, but that gay shit, oh, you
I don't give a fuck about what you talking about.
Hey, homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit
Say
right now.
I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
Now I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
See, this is the thing. He said, oh, say it again, say it again. First off, you're in the man's face. It doesn't matter what he says. Either you're going to do something or you're not. So Corey right there, he's pump faking. Secondly, Anton's like, oh, I'm with it, whatever. First of all, Corey is the aggressor here because he's the one that said, hey, switch seats, as if he wants to be the intimidator. But last time I checked, if you want to run the fade, you run the fade. If you sitting back down, that means you don't want to run the fade. I mean, this is in every, you can go to any hood, you can go to anywhere, any neighborhood, you can go to any suburb, you can go anywhere where people live. You know, if somebody want to fight, they're going to fight. But if they're going back down, they're going back down. And this is exactly what happened here. You can't instigate and say it again, and then you're in the guy's face. You could have already hit him. So why didn't you hit him? Because Corey's not about that. That's what it is. Because there have been many podcasts where people have gotten up and wanted to do something and didn't do it. You know, so right now it's kind of like for theater. And there, Anton's sitting right there like, all right, what are you trying to do? You know, Anton's playing defense at this point. So all Corey is doing, he's just selling wolf tickets right now. Because he's getting loud and he's getting on the microphone. That means, all right, you would have already done something already. Because if somebody said that to me, I would have had to do something. If somebody said that to any random person who has pride, who has dignity as a man, they're going to do something about it. You know, and this is a whole thing. Like, Corey didn't do anything about it, but Corey was the one who instigated it first because he said, oh, you kissed the ass of the white man, which is not true. See, this is the thing about conservative black men. We're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. If we're conservative, we kiss the white man's ass. That's according to everybody, but the crazy part about it is that the blacks helped build the Republican Party and Conservative Party. So how are we kissing the white man's ass when this is something that we were supposed to be about years ago? And that's the crazy part.
No. I
don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But
we
you're
good.
not up on me.
Yo,
we good. I did already. I don't do dick sucking shit.
We can put the microphone right now and go on back. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not.
Okay, so now he says we can go out back and do something. Now Corey says, oh, you're running your mouth. You're running your mouth. How is he running his mouth? Corey's the one that has been running his mouth. You see what I mean? So it's like, all right, if you're going to be the aggressor and if you're about that life, be about that life, but don't pump fake on your own show. And that's what Corey did. He pump faked.
Run in my mouth.
You running your mouth. I don't do no
doing this shit for the internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show
anti,
you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you want to say anti, listen, don't disrespect me like that. If you want to say anti, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you. But don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm going to extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how would it call this nigga out his name? Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get disrespected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay.
No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No,
no.
This my show. This my show.
That's cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, cause you ain't gonna do shit. Cause you're not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick sucking shit again, nigga.
You're not gonna
come at me with. See, I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go out back right now.
Fuck I am.
We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Hey,
No, it's just not respect.
I ain't falling for that. I ain't falling. Darlene, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie. I ain't got to go.
Okay, so here's my thing. Anton got up. He's like, we can go outside right now, catch the fade. What is Corey doing? What is he doing? He's sick. That means he don't want to smoke. He clearly does not want to smoke. He can say all this stuff, saying, oh, say it again, but bro, you sitting down, ain't tied up. He's like, hey, let's go out back and let's shoot the fade. Nope, doesn't want to do that. You know why? Because I guess he's scared. He doesn't want to fight, and that's okay. Just be like, yo, I'm not really trying to fight. Let's settle this as men. If Corey would have said that, I'd have more respect for him. But you're amping Anton up, saying he's not about that life. Anton's like, all right, let's go. And he's sitting down. Now, we don't know if anything was going to happen. Probably not, because they both have security. Corey says he has people there not as security. Like, come on, man. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, just be honest, bro. Oh, I just got people with me. No, you don't, bro. You got security, too. You run a platform, you run a podcast. Like, come on, keep it professional. See, this is the thing about us as black men. Like, we can't call a spade a spade. You know, we never could try to keep everything professional. We just got to say extra stuff to make us, you know, look more macho or anything like that. But that stuff is dead now. Like, you shouldn't have to do that. You know, as a man, you don't have to, you know, there's some men that have machismo, that's good. You know, I'm not saying that they don't, but Corey right now, he's peacocking for no reason. He doesn't have to, but he's sitting down.
Go out back right now, because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like it,
if you want to get back to the conversation, we can get back to the conversation.
But just know,
I'm not listening to none of that shit, bro.
Here, nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get back to the conversation,
long as you
we can
know.
get back to the conversation.
Long as you know.
Bro, you not.
Because that ain't
not that tough.
So yeah, this is where the show gets paused a little bit. You know, obviously cooler heads prevail, but, you know, I'm looking at it like, when you say do something again and then they don't say it, the other person gets up like, hey, we could shoot this fade. He's cutting right to the choice. He's cutting right to the chase. Like, look, if you want to shoot this fade, let's shoot this fade. If you get up and go out back, come on. But he didn't want to do that. Corey did not want to do that. He wanted no parts of it. And people may disagree with me. I don't care. I've worked at bars before where people fought. I've seen Marine, Air Force, Navy, you know, people fight. And, you know, they don't do no talking. I even seen frat boy. There was one time, man, it was probably like years ago, probably like 5-6 years ago, where huge snowstorm. I saw a bunch of frat boys just wrecking outside. They were doing no talking. They were just fighting each other. And I thought it was one of the most beautiful things ever, because it's like, first off, you didn't have no pump faking. Secondly, they were just throwing hands at each other. And yeah, some of them took their lumps, but they were there to fight another day.
It is what it is. And then we shake hands and we keep it moving once we have a disagreement and we get it out of our system. So if we good, then we good.
I'm good.
I'm with it. Let's get to the conversation.
That's why I tried to explain myself right there, because I'm like, this man probably don't even know that my mind is set up, Anton, my mind is set up when people do things like throw I call it backdooria on my show. When people throw that at you, it's a set off. And I'm saying, like, I ain't trying to get...
But what's a set off too is when you tell a black man he kisses white men asses. That's a set off too. Corey, we gotta call it a spade a spade. And see, this is the thing, like, there's this misconception that conservatives are like punks. Conservatives aren't punks, man. You know, we're a people of, you know, logic. We're a people of, you know, pride. We are a people of, you know, dignity. And just because, you know, we try to be as classy as possible, it doesn't mean that anybody can say anything to us and, like, we're not going to say something back. Like, if you're going to take it there, we're going to take it further. And that's just, you know, a lot of people's mindset nowadays. And you don't even have to be conservative or democratic. I'm just saying in general. Because the whole moral is you shouldn't have said it in the first place. If Corey doesn't say he kisses white men's asses, Anton doesn't say you suck dick. It's just that simple. But Anton took it there because he's not going to throw jab for a jab. No. If there's a boxing match, somebody throws a jab and misses, you're going to try to hit him because they're off balance. You're going to try to hit him with that haymaker. This is exactly what Anton did. And once again, you know, Corey's trying to talk it out. And you know what, I can respect Corey a little bit for trying to talk it out, but it's like, bro, now all of a sudden you were loud, you know, you didn't know what terrain you were on, and then Anton was like, all right, we could do whatever, and then you're shocked by it. And see, us as black people, we gotta stop that, because that can get us into more trouble than we know of. Just saying.
Set up. I think I'm a lot more than somebody with name calling to get at me. But I'm saying, like,
well, but see, I don't believe you, Corey. I don't believe you, bro.
Okay.
And let me tell you why I don't believe you. Because you do the same shit that you feel offended by.
Really?
You do, absolutely.
Can you give me an example?
You just did it. You said a lot of shit to me that I don't necessarily care about.
I ain't said nothing about dick sucking.
You pick and choose.
See, and that's the thing. Anton says he picks and chooses, and that's right. It's not so much the subject matter. It's just along the lines of what was being said. So, for example, if somebody says, oh, you do this, you do that, and then I say you do this and you do that, all of a sudden it's worse than the first insult? Nah, those insults were equal. Nobody wants to kiss the white man's ass. Let's just be real. Nobody wants to do that. And nobody wants to suck dick. Like, I mean, come on. Nobody wants to be labeled as that. Nobody wants to be labeled as an ass kisser either. I mean, let's just be real. For like just a grown conversation, a mature conversation, let's just be real for a second. Nobody wants to be either one of those things. So then when you start with insults and somebody insults you back, you can't just cry wolf. And that's what Corey's doing right now. He's crying wolf.
Choose what's disrespectful because you applying it to you. It's other people out there that don't take that shit.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that. So listen to me, Anton.
But hold on. Let me say this last
part. Go ahead,
land. But I get it because you don't know me, and I don't know you, so you don't know what I look at as disrespectful. And so as a result, I just let that shit ride. The only thing that ever triggers me is it, and this is why I like to do shows in person. I told you before the show. I said I don't do no more live streams with people that I don't know. Did I not say that? Because I want to see and look in their eyes and see what's really happening, right? And the reason that is because the only thing that set me off is if somebody make it seem like they ready to do something. Then I'm like, okay, well, it's all hands up. Fuck the conversation.
Well, how about this? People may be ready to do something for whatever reason. They want to be ready to do something. But what I'm saying to you is, you know, in this world, they are trying to normalize men in dresses. They trying to normalize a woman wearing a thong in front of a church gathering or whatever.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I could handle whatever is happening out there, but I'm saying, like, I'm still standing on this. I'm standing on this. If a man walking up to me with some homosexual talk, like, I could take, I said this before.
And this is where the contradiction is. I had to stop this because this is just egregious work. So he's talking about homosexual comments, but isn't kissing somebody's ass like homosexual? I'm just saying, does that not constitute as a homosexual act, kissing somebody's ass? I mean, let me know in the comments. I mean, honestly. I mean, this is, you can't, and this is where Anton was telling him he was hypocritical, because he is. And Corey doesn't even know it. That's where you know the intellect level, there's a huge disparity, because Anton's calling this stuff out, but Corey is just not mentally aware enough to even realize what Anton is calling out.
I could take a meeting at a brother like Tyler Perry's house, because I know what's gonna happen if it go bad. The house gonna get tore up. I ain't saying that to act like I'm tough. I'm just saying,
I feel you.
There's certain things that we as men cannot say to each other without clashing. And it is my opinion with niggas that I know and where I'm from, if I say to one of my homies, man, suck a dick, everybody will get quiet that we know. And they'll be like, what is that? What is that? Because it's like, that's that homosexual talk. So what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? If it's one way to get a brother like me, I know brothers who are preachers that would put their religion down for that right there. That's all I'm saying, black man. That's all I'm saying.
Listen. That's where you at. So I'm gonna respect that.
Thank you, brother.
It's simple as that.
I don't want no drama.
It's simple as that.
I swear I don't want no drama, man. My life is good.
Mine's is too.
I believe you. My life is good.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't want you to come up here for that. It's just the simple misunderstandings that we as men can have. I think older black men like us need to make sure there are boundaries that simply can't be crossed when men are talking. And if you tell me a boundary, Anton, if you tell me a boundary, I promise you, I'm going to do my best not to cross that boundary.
I'm not.
When I'm talking to Willie D don't like when you call him nigga. And I go out my way not to call Willie D nigga, because I look at him as a man.
I kick it with Willie too. For me though, I don't give a fuck about the talking. I don't have no boundaries. I don't care if a nigga say something about me. It is what niggas say.
Can you be a travel advisor without quitting your 9 to 5? Actually, yes. We're Fora, the modern travel agent.
I only care about my real life.
Can I ask you a question? You just said men talk disrespectfully to you in your face all the time.
No.
See, this is nothing.
You did not hear what I said.
I said they
do that shit all the time. You see it in the chat. You see it in the comments. All of that shit, right?
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit, right?
That's right, because that's for the internet.
Right. So when people say stuff, I don't take it personal, because it's not a thing to me. It's just talk. The only thing I care about is what happened in real life. When I cut that shit off in real life, my life is great.
Right. Let me tell you something. Go ahead.
So my point is that I don't take nothing personal unless it get personal, unless it gets physical. That's the only thing I'm up on. Anything else I can walk away from. I don't give a fuck about that. My life, I could walk away and I'm probably gonna never see that person again.
I understand.
So
this is why the chat, I allow them, and in fact, I encourage them to be themselves in the chat, because this is a computer screen. But one thing I will say about, this is to the youngsters especially, because they the ones who really don't know. I'm talking about 35 and under. When you in a man's face, you have to watch how you talk to them, because face to face is a lot different than the computer. On the computer, I got motherfuckers
Let me ask you a question.
Motherfuckers saying all kind of shit.
So that was a slight dig at Anton after, and this is the thing I don't like. So Anton admitted it, he was wrong, pretty much saying, okay, I understand that, they dapped it up, whatever. After that, it should be squashed. but he keeps going in on it because he's still in his feelings. So he takes a dig at Anton, and I understand he's a comedian, and he's going to do that for shock value, for views, for entertainment purposes. But if you just had a heated moment, you got to let that shit go. You have to let it go. And the fact is, he's not.
Let me ask you a question. But if they in my face saying that to me,
let me ask you a question.
It can go bad.
What?
I'm not acting tough.
Hold on.
I'm not acting tough.
I'm asking you a real question. Why do you get triggered if somebody says that to you? Like, what is it in you that gets bothered by a switch?
Okay, so listen to me. Manhood is all we got left. You really got to understand this. Just give me a second to land on this.
I'm with you. I'm listening.
If we don't have our manhood, we ain't got nothing. So when a man walk up to you and say something flirtatious to you, when a man walk up to you and say something where he's challenging your manhood and things like that, trust me, I don't care how savage it may seem. When you dealing with a man, you can set a man off if you in his face and you saying things that are not. I'm not talking about somebody just saying anything. I'm talking about there are certain things, like I can't walk up to a man walking down the street with his wife, Anton, and say, man, your bitch thick. I'll be like, wait a minute. Of course, by me being older, the last thing I want is drama in the streets. But what I'm saying is, you can't disrespect men face to face. You can do it online because it's easy to do it online.
Nope. See, that's where we disagree.
Okay, I want to hear this.
That's where we disagree because you got to keep the same energy across the board. You can't pick and choose when you can disrespect somebody and when you can't disrespect somebody, and then pick and choose when you're going to react to somebody disrespecting you. You wrong, bro. You wrong as two left shoes. You're wrong, bro. I fuck with you. I fuck with you because you are one of the most disrespectful, and stand on that shit.
But I want to understand what you're saying, Anton. You miss me when you say you can't disrespect people with what? Make sure you explain that to me.
You got to keep the same energy across the board, bro.
I don't understand.
You can't say I'm going to disrespect you online, but then you can't do nothing in person.
Well, trust me.
That's not. No, you can't do that.
I'm not saying what you're wrong about. But listen, talking to somebody in person is different than talking to somebody online. And if I'm so disrespectful, what do I do to be disrespectful online? Because you said I'm disrespectful online. I would like to know.
You said out of your own mouth that you will be disrespectful online.
Did
it ain't even. Yes,
did
you
I say
did.
That?
You
did
just
I say
said
I'm
that.
Disrespectful online.
You said you can disrespect. It's different if you disrespect somebody online versus doing it in real life.
No, I didn't say what I would do.
How is it different?
I said if somebody in the chat room is saying something disrespectful about me, I don't hold that against them because they're
What
typing.
about when you talking about real people?
What do you mean?
If you comment on somebody and you give your opinion on real people.
I don't want to go back and forth. I'm trying to make sure you.
He just totally missed that, and that's a simple concept. He just totally missed it.
You understand what I'm saying? Do you hear me when I say
what you're saying?
Whatever I say online, giving an opinion of something, is different than if I am.
I said disrespectful. How can you determine whether or not somebody feels disrespected?
Well, feelings is one thing, man.
You felt some type of way?
Yeah, because ain't nobody finna stand in front of my face and talk to me like they on my level when it comes to homosexuality. Like that'll start a war. That'll start a war.
We can agree to disagree. I think you're wrong, bro. I personally, I'm telling you directly, you're hypocritical.
Okay, well, you can say that. I don't think I'm gonna win that argument with you now. But what I am saying to you, Anton, is when you are talking to men face to face, trust me when I tell you this, man, it's different than online. Face to face.
I'm the same person in real life as I am online. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Anybody, listen, I go city to city. I'm not an online nigga, bro. Like, I create content online, but I really am out in every single city. I done visited almost every single state.
He's not lying. That's true. He's done blogs where he's visited each state, the history about the state, and so forth. He's not lying about that.
Have real meetups in real life. I shake hands. I kick it with people in real life, and I go out there and kick it with the people. I'm not different online than I am in real life. People may think that because they may have never met me in real life, but I keep the same energy. I reciprocate. Or I'm willing to walk away unless it goes up. If it's gonna go up, then it's just gonna go up and we just gonna figure it out from there. But the fact of the matter is, I don't switch up.
See, I'm not
gonna talk about you online. Hold on. I'm not gonna talk about you online. And then when I see you in real life, I'm gonna be like, man, I'm just playing. I'm not that type of nigga.
Yeah, but
either I fuck with you or I don't.
But see, that's just one scenario, Anton. What I'm saying to you is this. This is what I'm saying to you. I ain't saying it to offset what you just said. I'm trying to talk to you now.
And I'm not a tough guy either.
I'm not either.
I'm not a tough guy.
I'm not a tough guy. I don't even want to perpetrate like I'm a tough guy. But what I'm saying is, when men.
Okay, now both of them, they're full of it. Y'all can't say y'all not tough guys and then want to fight. Like, if y'all not tough guys, y'all not gonna fight. Neither one of them bowed out. It's like, who's gonna start, who's gonna swing first type of thing. I mean, come on.
Stand between each other. There is energy that is being transferred. And trust me, when men disrespect each other face to face, motherfuckers can die.
I agree.
That's why when I'm talking to a man, especially face to face, I try to make sure I don't go over the line. And if I ever go over the line, I can apologize.
Is what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying and I agree with you.
Right.
Why is it only face to face? That's where we disagree at.
Well, anything I said, I will say in the face of a man that I said it about.
All right, well, that's cool.
I don't go there to try to. I don't have to shock jock, even though that's something that people say easily. Oh, he's shock jocking. No. Anything I've said about anybody, I will say right to them if they standing in front of me. And I would like for somebody to research the internet on things I've said and show me that I wouldn't say something to somebody if they were standing there. The only thing I said I wouldn't say to somebody if they were standing there, because I saw Charles Barkley in the airport one day. And I realized how big he was when I saw him in the airport. Now, I've said things about Charles Barkley. If he was standing in front of me and he said, say that shit now, I'll be like, we black, man. Come on, let's calm down. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only one.
You know what the problem with this show today is? We gotta do a part 2. Because we ain't talked about none of the shit that we supposed to talk about.
That's why, because we can't say dick sucking in front of each other, brother.
Well, I know that now, right? I get it.
And I appreciate you for giving me that, because
if you notice that Anton made a subtle shot at Corey, it's like, yeah, man, we're gonna have to do a part 2 because we're not talking about anything we're supposed to talk about. And Corey's like, yeah, man, you gotta get the dick sucking through. You can't just say that. He's still not off that. As a professional, you move on to the next topic. And that's the issue. Like, when you have a guest on, you just move to the next topic because now it's getting uncomfortable for the guest. They're like, all right, we've been talking about this for the past 45 to an hour. Like, wrap it up.
I forget. I'm still Corey because I don't live a life of getting into it with people. I really don't.
No, Corey, you pick on people that you think ain't gonna respond to you.
Now, give me an example.
Corey, you pick your targets based off of what you think they ain't gonna do. And that's why you feel comfortable saying some of the wild shit that you say online.
But I asked you this, and I'm gonna ask you again.
I'm not gonna say
Give
no
me
names.
an example.
No, I'm not gonna say no names.
You can't give an example.
No, I can.
Will you please
because
give me an example?
because I don't want to implement nobody into this that'll be bad. That's not a good thing.
Well, do you understand by you saying that?
I like to speak from my own perspective.
By you saying that, it sounds like babble.
But you know it's not babble. It's real, and you know it's real. That's why you laughing.
I'm laughing at you because you didn't. I had to ask you twice so far.
You pick your
said
targets
I pick on people
carefully,
and I said, give me an example.
You pick your targets carefully, very carefully.
So you can't give me an example?
Because
that's the third time.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You tiptoed around Dave Chappelle.
You talking about the last time I said something about him?
You tiptoed around Dave.
I'll give you that.
You tiptoed like a ballerina.
But now I'm gonna give you that.
No.
But what did I tiptoe about?
You would not have did that shit on a regular motherfucker. You know that Dave Chappelle's last Netflix special was not it.
And I tiptoed around it.
And you tiptoed around it because you didn't want the smoke.
I did.
Overall. And so you pick and choose your targets carefully.
You see, I didn't want the smoke.
No, because you didn't want the you didn't want the backlash.
Okay, but look, let me say this because you brought it up. I did tiptoe around how I really feel with the last special because I'm not gonna lie. It's everything that I said the time before when I spoke about it. Hot trash, no jokes. In the future, when people watch it, that don't know him like we know him now in this culture, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? I'll give you that. I did tiptoe around his special. And you know what?
I
can live with that. I can live with that. But what else? I ain't trying to think of nothing else. But I'm saying, I think that was kind of. You found a way to bring that nigga into it.
I love you, Darlene. I love Craig. But they will not call you out on your bullshit and challenge you.
Now you trying to turn.
No. You asked me for the feedback. I didn't volunteer it. You forced me. I said, you know what? I don't want to do that. Okay. Then you said, okay, well, Anton, go ahead and keep on naming names and let's get to it. Okay, well, let's get to it then if that's what you want to do.
Well, how about this? Let me. Can I respond?
Because Darlene is real chill and she not gonna cause no friction. And Craig is happy to be here.
Okay. So can I say something about that?
But see, I don't cut me off. I don't give a fuck because I'm rich too, so I'm cool. I got my own movement, I got my own motion, so I can tell you the truth. And I think that you also surround yourself with people that will not challenge you because you.
What if you could ethically hijack your competitor's traffic and send it directly into your own phone?
Let me say this. You don't know our relationship. But see, I'm doing more teaching. I'm doing more teaching on some real street level shit than I thought I would have had to do. But listen to me, Anton. You don't know me and her relationship?
I'm listening.
Maybe the reason you don't get the results you want from her is because there's a certain level of respect that comes from me and her relationship. That's what I'm saying. You don't know, brother. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about
you speaking on her.
I'm not talking about you talking about her. I'm talking about when there's certain subjects that come up on your show.
We done argued on the air a million times.
Man, come on, bro.
I'm just saying.
Corey, sometimes you be on bullshit. Nobody call you out on it.
Now I'm trying to teach you, but I don't think you catching it.
Okay, I'm observe.
You don't know my relationship with this woman. You don't know. So when you see it online and speak on what you see online, you can't really speak from factual things that are happening in the world, Anton.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So, and with Craig, I don't know why motherfuckers say Craig don't have a backbone around me, because one thing I say that Craig beat most motherfuckers' ass I know. I see motherfuckers don't be fighting Craig. I see motherfuckers don't run up on him with that bullshit quick. The motherfuckers who I seen ran up on Craig way bigger than Craig. So the obvious needs to be said, because I believe that there's a lot of people who don't know the obvious, and I can't teach you that in an episode. But I'm saying, like, if you ever see me around any woman, Anton, if you see me around any woman, trust me, dues been paid, homie. And I can't say it no other way better than that. Dues been paid. That might not be something you will catch. I'm saying this for the streets. Dues been paid, homie. Trust me, man. Trust me. I don't be around just anybody. I can't let any type of woman just come with me and be connected to me in no way. I don't like that. If you around me, it's a reason you around me. And I'm saying, like, I don't know if I could graduate you to that next level of the conversation. And that ain't no disrespect to you. But I'm saying, like, you see somebody around me, oh, I ain't just got anybody around me. Dudes been paid, homie. That's what I'm saying. And I ain't saying that tough either. I'm just trying to say it in a way where I hope you can understand. Yeah. Okay. So anybody around me, dudes been paid. I don't let anybody around me. If you around me and dudes ain't been paid, I'm trying to get away from you because I don't know you. And ain't no dudes been paid, so I don't know you. I don't know you.
And we spoke right
Got
before the show.
Question for
Anton.
Anton. Anton.
What happened?
No, I'm not talking about.
No, I understand.
You get
did.
me?
I
Okay.
got that.
All right.
I got that. But in my case too, whenever I choose to speak up or challenge him on anything or tell him, look, I don't agree with that or what have you, I won't keep delving into it because I don't see the point, because I know at a certain point with men like you at your age, there's not going to be any change. So why? I don't even bother with it. I just, I might say, I don't like that. I don't agree with that. And then if they want to continue, I'm not for it.
I'm with you.
That's it. I just don't like, I don't do that. I got way more important fish to fry in that. And I thought, I'm not going to change this man's mind on stuff, so I just don't even bother. That's it.
But another thing about the ladies, since we talking about this, see, whenever I see a woman with a man, most of the time, if it ain't your wife, I already say to myself, what is this fuck shit?
And that's dumb because a man and a woman could be together. They could be family member. It could be a brother and sister. It could be two cousins. Like Corey is nuts, man. He's just now he's pulling things out of thin air.
Why is this motherfucker in the streets with you? That's how I feel about life. So I'm saying, like, that might be a prejudice that I have. I can admit, if a woman is in the streets with a man, what the fuck is this?
Why? Why do you care about that? Why is that meaningful to you?
No, it's not that I care at all, because it's not my business. But I'm saying, like, if a man stepped to me with a woman and it ain't his wife, all I do is say to myself,
you mean like checking you?
Not checking me, brother. I'm saying, like, if a man has a woman with him,
okay,
and you know what I'm saying, it's not his wife, I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't want nothing to do with it. That's all across the board as I've gotten older and wiser. Like, if a man got a woman with him and he say, hey, hold on, man, how you doing? This is my lady, so-and-so, so-and-so. It makes me say, okay, this is his lady. That's what that is. But I'm saying, like, if a man is in the streets with a woman, sitting next to a woman, and all like this, whatever, and this bitch ain't been explained, I'm like, hold on, what the fuck is this sucker shit? Especially if it's imposed in any way. That's what I'm saying, G. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because you ain't finna act like you ain't smart. You smart than a motherfucker.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if somebody,
Wow.
if somebody introduces you, if somebody took the time,
I don't
to
know what
actually,
he's talking about.
No, if somebody actually walks in and takes the time to introduce you to somebody, that's being imposed on. I'm like, uh-oh.
There's people in the
That's
chat
how
say,
I
what
see
is
it.
Corey talking about? All the uninitiated don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm
like, don't
uninitiated.
Listen up, parents. Want to start building generational wealth and happiness for your children in less than 10 minutes?
I admit that I am a C student.
In what?
In
like
life and everything.
Okay.
In school and everything. I'm a C student. So the way I like to do it is I like for people to break it down to me like a C student. Help me to understand like I'm barely graduating. Break it down to me like a little child. The way that you would talk to a child, talk to me.
Right.
That's why I like to do it. And it's easier for me to digest it.
I like that you said that. But see, I'm at a stage of the game. I ain't got time to talk to kids.
Why not?
I don't got time to talk to kids. My kids grown. And I'm saying, like, if they ask me to go to the school and speak to the children.
So all that pro-black stuff he was talking, oh, you got all this smoke for black people, but never for white men. All that shit is out the window now because he's saying he ain't got time. Pay attention to the patterns of conversation with Corey Holcomb, because now he's really talking some stuff. You know, first it was like, oh, I'm pro this, I'm pro that, and that's how he didn't say that, but that's how he insinuated the conversation. Now it's like, I can't help the children. Poor excuse for a leader.
I would tell the children to do what's right. Because I know that's what they're supposed to do. I'll be like, listen, do what's right. Whenever you get that feeling like you're doing something wrong, then, you know, step back and do what's right. That's what I would tell kids. That way I would be able to speak from the heart.
So you're one of those do what I say, not what I do?
No. Let me tell you what my translation of that is.
Uh-huh.
This is my translation of that. I don't want to substantiate my argument, or I don't want to break it down to where you'll actually understand it, because you may be able to break down what it is that I'm saying. So I choose to only speak in riddles, and I also want to speak in parables, because then I could say, well, if you don't know, you don't know, you don't get it. Now, I might get it. I might know exactly what you're talking about, but I might act like I don't know what you're talking about because I want you to substantiate your argument. So that's what I stand on. But that's why I say break it down to me like a C student, so that I can truly understand exactly what you're talking about, so that we all can understand it, because we all may need to learn something.
Right. So
that's
look,
what
you said.
do, they teach, right?
You said you go, but what you said in there, that was a key word. You act like you don't know. And I know you act like you don't know, brother.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You just said it. Believe me, you said it.
Why is Phil laughing?
Phil's silly. He's silly. Really trying to look. It was an intense moment in here, Anton, and we trying to make it where it is professional. We trying to make it where it ain't what everybody said might be or whatever the fuck. Because I ain't with all that. I ain't got to go to war with no man who visited our show and probably didn't understand one thing, how I was thinking, and I probably didn't understand one thing, how he was thinking.
Corey not gonna have me back on the show, y'all.
You funny, man. You
not gonna have
funny.
me back on the show.
If I wasn't gonna have you back on the show, I wouldn't have shook your hand. I hope you believe that. When I caught myself, I was like,
you know what I'm doing right now, Phil? I'm putting pressure on him to get me back on the show.
But it ain't working
by saying that he not going, because
it ain't gonna work like that. But I'm saying
Corey don't like this, dog. He don't like this.
Wait, what Corey don't like? Why are you talking to that man over there?
Because I got to talk to Phil. I'm talking to Corey through Phil. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Here's the thing.
Them the games where niggas get into fights. I'm telling you, this is how it jump off. But go ahead.
Corey not going to have me back on the show because Corey is not having fun right now. This is going to be one of Corey's best shows, but he's not having fun right now. And Corey seems to be a feeler. I'm more of a results-driven guy. Corey seems to be the type of person that goes off of how he feels.
If you notice, I'm doing a lot of explaining to you about how the line can get crossed, but you're doing a lot of telling me what I am. I think that's homosexual behavior.
I said Corey seems to be meaning.
I said homosexual behavior when the man just gave an opinion. He just gave an opinion. And you didn't like it. Corey didn't like it. So again, here's what he's doing. He's going to ad hominem attacks. This is what, some women do to men when, a man has logic and understands things, or a woman doesn't get her way, she's gonna go like, oh, you gay. Or if a woman likes you and you don't like her back, she's gonna call you gay. This is exactly what this is, and this is what he's doing because he doesn't like what's being said, but he can't combat what's being said because the elevator doesn't go that high.
Meaning that I'm leaving open a door to get corrected. I want him to correct me if I'm wrong, but I still want the freedom to be able to give my opinion. So you don't want me to get my thoughts?
You can have the freedom, brother. What I look like trying to take freedom from you?
No. I'm starting to feel some type of way, bro, because why is everything homosexual to you?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like,
when did the conversation turn into homosexuality again?
Okay, I'm gonna let you land. Because I don't want to talk over you.
I'm trying to understand it. Why is everything gay?
I can explain it.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe look, I'm not saying that you gay, but what I'm saying is, if you looking at another man, and you say you talking to me through another man, if I'm a man, I'm gonna say, well, I'm right here.
Yeah, but you're not getting it.
You still talk about me. Homie, this is a gay conversation.
It's not.
When you talking to men who play in riddles and stuff like that, I'm telling you,
You the one that's talking in riddles.
You ain't never been to jail, have you?
Hell no.
Corey's the one talking in riddles. And that's the thing he doesn't realize, or maybe he does realize that he's trying to, just run game by Anton or provoke him. Which, he may be doing that, but I don't think Anton's budging after the first encounter.
I ain't never been to jail.
I
Why
could
would have been
tell.
to jail?
I could tell.
You been to jail?
Nope. Nope.
So what the fuck that mean then?
I'm just saying, like, if you went to jail, they would have to start you over from scratch.
What would they do to you?
The people who
You would be the tough one.
No. Just let me land with this. The people
I don't
who
think from a jail perspective, nigga. I'm not a jailbird. I'm never going to jail.
I see.
The fuck is we
well,
talking
you can't
about?
say what you'll never do, but I'm saying.
never going to jail, bro.
Well, okay.
I don't even have that in, dog. I don't even like that type of energy.
I'm just trying to make a point. Anton. What I'm saying is, I have been around enough people who have been institutionalized where I know how to carry myself around men who not finna play with you. That's all I'm saying.
I don't hang around niggas that been to jail, so I saw for it that way. The way you saw.
Corey's been saying the same thing over and over and over again in different ways for the past, 30 to 40 minutes. You just can't let it go and get on another topic. This is derailing the show. He's derailing his own show at this point.
Saw for it is a little bit different than the way I saw for it.
Okay.
So I choose not to hang around niggas that's been institutionalized, that had to carry themselves a certain way because they made a decision that they wasn't supposed to make.
And it shows that you've been around people that ain't seen the other side of the game. Because some of the smartest men I know they've been to college and gave that time up. And it was actually a learning process for them. But they still got to stand 10 toes down when they out here, Anton. I don't believe that you tried to disrespect me now that I've been talking to you. I don't believe that. I believe that you are the way you are. I am the way I am. And it can clash if people are not educated on how to be around each other, because men can go to war over misunderstandings.
He's throwing an intellectual shot right now.
Mm-hmm. What am I doing?
So without saying it, he's basically saying, oh, you from a different space, so you don't get the way that we move over here.
Over here or anywhere in the United States of America, and that's not a black thing. I'm talking about Caucasians, Hispanics, and Asians understand the respect level men must have when they're in front of each other, because it can trigger war. That's all I'm saying to you.
I understand everything that happens when it happens. I'm a chess player. That's what I've been playing my entire life. Okay. Maybe you walked into something that you wasn't expecting.
I don't go with.
Maybe I knew what you was gonna do before you did it.
Maybe. Maybe. But I tell you what, that's a dangerous game to play, especially if you got a life that you live in. Because I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of people in the cemetery that didn't know it was gonna happen like that fast. That's why out here I try to walk under the code. There's a code out here.
No, you don't. And that's why I said.
You say I don't walk under the code?
No, you're hypocritical. I told you that to your face.
The whole world a hypocrite, but what are you talking about?
No, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite when it comes.
I believe you.
When it comes to specifically you moving by a code.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Because you think that you can say what you want to say when you want to say it, and that people are supposed to respect the way that you move. But I don't think that you move the way that you're supposed to anyway.
Facts. Anton broke that down to bone dust. Facts.
I want this thing to be studied, because here's the truth. Brother Anton is talking about everybody else but himself and white men. This is a fact.
I like this chat. Let me tell y'all
He's
why I
talking
like
about
the chat.
everything but himself and white men.
No, listen. I told you I want to come back and have a full conversation about it, or we can talk about it right now. I ain't got nothing better to do.
Study this episode.
Shout out to the
shit on Caucasian males.
Shout out to the
he
chat.
ain't shit on
I'm
himself.
not gonna shit on nobody.
Yeah, you shitted on black people. You shitted on motherfuckers.
I feel like I shitted on you. To your face. To your face.
Be careful shitting on me, because I feel like you talking shit again.
I'm not talking shit. I'm telling you.
Be careful.
I'm telling you.
You shitted on me to my face, but that shit will lead to.
But Corey's been talking shit this whole time, and just having a circular conversation. Crazy.
Would we please stop the
Trust me.
The tough talk? I got security, you got security. Ain't
Homie,
nobody
I
doing
ain't got
shit.
security. Them my people.
Cool. Them your
You
security
gotta
people.
hire a motherfucker to be with you.
Absolutely. I'm always gonna hire somebody to
You better.
100%.
How you be talking?
Corey, stop talking tough. Stop talking
Homie,
tough.
you
just said that
I'm
you're
not
even
talking tough.
guy.
I'm talking to you straight up.
Why are you so
You
easily
said you
triggered?
disrespected me in my face. And then you act like it was all
You said that I
good.
disrespected you to your face. So I'm confirming what you said. You felt disrespected. So I am telling you that I disrespected you if that's the way you felt. Is that not what you said? You said that out of your mouth. And so I apologize when you said that you felt disrespected.
No. The reason you said you
But you still
disrespected me
triggered
in
by
my
it
face.
because you don't accept the apology because
You
you
still talk
feel
about
some type of
everybody
way.
else except yourself and
No,
white men.
I'm telling you what I said. You felt offended by it, so I apologize. All I'm doing is rehashing a conversation that happened. Why are you so easily offended?
You still talking about me? It sounds like I'm arguing
because I'm right. See
I'll be around bitches and they tell me about myself all the time. Be gone.
No.
That shit don't hurt no feelings. It's probably better this way.
Because I just proved my point.
Be down.
You're
So you proved the point.
You're hypocritical.
Homie, just gone, man.
No, you hypocritical,
just gone,
bro.
man.
You
Just gone.
hypocrite. I'm out the jet.
You done did this before.
He's
Get your
hypocritical,
bitch ass the...
and
Hey, homie.
All right, I'm out.
Get your bitch ass the fuck on and walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga.
See, he got emotional. Corey got emotional. He wants to take jabs when he's leaving, but he didn't have that same energy before.
Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch.
You proved my point.
I got shit to do.
You're right.
Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on.
Right.
Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga. Now get your whole ass the fuck on and pay for your pussy like you got to, cake ass nigga. And go get you a bodyguard, cause the nigga be done slap the shit out your bitch ass. I got shit to do. I ain't finna follow that nigga out the door. I am who I say I am. I stand on it.
Yeah, and that's the end of it. I mean, the show goes on, but I just wanted to show you guys that. Yeah, Corey looks kind of foolish here because it's like you ask a guest to come on the show and just to berate him, and now he just walks off. And rightfully so, I would have walked off too. And, you're having circular conversations for the past, 45 minutes, and it's just getting nowhere. But anyways, I just wanted to cover this. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. It is Blackwing Opinion, and I am out.